But to me, some high-level inquiry in this matter is required. Yeah.
And that's something, of course, that will happen. That will happen. But let me quickly, in fact, also go across to Air Vice Marshal Kapil Kak, who's joining us now live as well. Air Vice Marshal Kapil Kak, uh, really unfortunate tragedy coming to light. Our hearts, of course, go out to the family members of those who had people on board this aircraft. Over 242 people, passengers of Indian nationality, of British nationality, Canadian, Portuguese, on board this aircraft, Air Vice Marshal Kak. What do you make of this tragedy? Also, videos have emerged which can give us some preliminary sense of what could have gone wrong. What do you make of it, Air Vice Marshal Kak, and what is your sense?
Well, it's a very gruesome, extremely painful tragedy affecting the Boeing 787, its first fatal crash ever since it's been inducted nearly 20 years ago. Uh, Immediately, as you said, Vishab, that there are some clues through the videos. Having been involved in aviation business for nearly 4 decades and done all kinds of flying, I think it'll be premature to make any conclusions at this stage, except professionally speaking, from the time the passengers got into the aircraft taxied out, which means going along the roadways within Ahmedabad and lining up at the takeoff point and opening full power on all the engines. Again, everything was normal. And then the aircraft rolled. And in aviation, we call it the rolling speed, VR. VR is at the stage at which the pilot takes the nose wheel off the ground, and through the sheer power of the engines, the aircraft then gets airborne. All was well till then. It's only between the time the aircraft has got off the ground and the time it attained approximately 700 odd feet, which is not much of a height, and then reportedly a mayday call was made, which means there is a grave emergency. And before anything could happen, before any communications could be established, the aircraft was on ground in a crash state, obviously because it was carrying full fuel. It is a long flight from Ahmedabad to Gatwick. So engines and the fuel would have been full on this aircraft. So obviously the fuel caught fire. That's why the ball of fire. But what exactly caused the aircraft not to ascend as it was planning to, because the engines were still on full power, and the undercarriage, which is normally taken up as soon as the aircraft is safely airborne and the pilots are quite sure that the climb will be normal, even the undercarriage was not taken up, which means there was something wrong with the aircraft after it got airborne into the air until about 600 odd feet. I think it would be premature to make any judgments. Most sensible, Rishabh, you understand as a very thoughtful, very senior journalist, that at this time the focus should be, as it is happening, on the rehabilitation and relief. Anyone who can be saved must be saved. Anyone whose injuries can be attended to must happen. Corridors must be established, which has been done, so that they can have traffic-free movement of the ambulances and everything else. And the details about the state of the
Yes,
passengers
Commander Bharat Bhushan, it is very, very early. It's just been, about 3 to 4 hours since this incident was first reported.